Hi everyone, this is Radull live. Thanks for joining us. Good to see you on another Saturday, which is full of sports, by the way. This weekend, so much is happening in the world of sport. Now, we are going through the 36 days of celebration, courtesy of Betika turning 6 years old. And what's happening is there's 36 million shillings to be won, 1 million shillings every day from Monday through to Saturday at 6 a.m. in the morning. So make sure you log on to betika.com at 6 a.m. every morning, Monday to Saturday, and you could be a 1 million shilling winner. That is 6 weeks of Betika. But now, let's focus on what we are discussing today and the guest I have today. By the way, his name is Salim Ali, head coach of Posta Rangers. Salim, I don't know why it's taken me 2 years to have you on my show. I have beef with myself.
That's a question you're supposed to answer for yourself.
I'm supposed to answer.
It's really sad.
It is sad. It is sad. But the good news is that you're here now.
Yeah.
And for those my youth, those former youth who have no idea who Salim Ali is, introduce yourself and tell us how you started getting into football.
As you heard, I'm Salim Ali. People knows me as a coach as Ali or Salim. That is the coach name which is trending. When I used to play, people used to call me Arabe because the light skin and everything. So I used to play football. So if you hear someone calls you Arabe, maybe he's a teammate, he's an opponent, or just a friend
He
from
played
that
with
time.
you,
Yes.
Kitambo Sana.
People calling me coaches, Salim or Ali, you know, those are the recent guys who've known me for coaching.
Yani, I've just been made recent. Salim, I've known you for like 15 years. That's recent. That's
But the most
recent.
important thing is I started my career in coaching, I can say way back in 95, 96 in coaching. Because we had a culture in MISA, Madara Youth Sports Association. Anytime you play the under 16, you must have an under 12 coaching. So that is the time that I developed coaching
skills.
in that years.
Oh, I actually did my first story on MISA sometime in the 90s, and that is what I like. The fact that 13s coach under 8s, 15s coach under 12, 18s coach under 15s. So everybody gets that skill. So that's where you started your love for coaching.
Yeah, I started coaching, maybe I can say 95, 94 there, way back then. And the players like Jamal Mohammed, Alan Shearer, from Vincent Okello, those are my youth players in that time, under 12, coaching them.
Yeah. You coached Jamal?
Yeah, under 12.
Damn!
In MISA. There was a dream team in MISA after us, Madara United. We had a very good under 12 team. Vincent Okello, Jamal Mohammed, Alan Shearer. There are plenty of players, Kenyan Jui. Most of them they are here, the others are not here. But it was a very good team in that year.
I want us to come back a bit later on to MISA and MISA as a whole, Madara United as a whole, and what's happening in the Premier League right now. So from coaching MISA, how did you move into coaching now professional teams?
Of course, playing in those years and trying to coach, the knowledge that you are getting from maybe the former coaches, Leonard Saleh and the late Neva. All the ideas that you are getting, you try to pump in your under 12, and you are enjoying it, having fun of it, because most of all is if you love football, you will enjoy it. Then in 2000, that is the time that I felt that maybe my playing career, it's almost going haywire, because at that time, going outside Kenya, it was really difficult to play in professional. Then at that time, I started doing my classes in MISA again, just the basic courses, a lot of them. Then I think in 2003, that is the time that I was a coach come player at Madara United, which I was assisting Francis Kimanzi. Then at that time now, I started thinking about coaching, started doing my basic in a serious note. And well-wishers, good friends of MISA, they came on board from KNVB, which they wanted to impart knowledge to MISA and everything. So we were among the people who succeeded in that line here.
KNVB, that's Kimanzi also went through that.
Yes, Kimanzi and the late Siri, they are the front guys who were in front, and Gabriel Njoroge. Those are the front guys who benefited us in 201, 2000, 2001 and 2 there.
And that time, if I can recall, okay, a bit more recent than that, around 2007, 2008. That's when Mathare United actually won the league under Francis Kimanzi, and I think that's the time Harambee Stars got their best ever ranking,
Yeah.
and that was under Kimanzi. Those were good years for Mathare.
Very good years of Mathare. Most important thing is the development and the community. And for that time, we used to get each and every player, any slum that we want as a Mathare United, we used to get players from that. But things changed, which we said that we'll talk about Mathare United later. I'll give you the full detail. But in 2004, I did my basic 1, basic 2, intermediate, advanced. Then I got promoted by the KNVB guys because they were coming here in Kenya, in Maisa, and to assess people who want to become coaches, give them exam, and of course, if you manage to benefit the chance. So I was lucky again in 2005 late because I was being chose to go to Holland to do my C license. And for me, I thought it was a short time, but of course, I went to Holland for 3 months to do my C license. Did very well in 2005. When I came back, and the most important thing, when you go to do your license, you always go with MISA teams. So I got an experience again to coach team in under 16 in Norway and in Holland, Kulimburg Cup. Then I had to stay for some few months to do my C license. But when I came back again in late August, there was an exam again a month later in late September. And again, I was chosen again to go to do my B license, which it was in a short timing, which the same 2005 December, I had to leave again Kenya to go to Holland and do my B license, which is around 8 to 9 months.
So you're highly qualified. Highly.
I can't say that. I'm still learning.
Don't be humble.
I'm still learning because I have a UEFA C, you have a B license, and of course CAF A, CAF B, and as an instructor all over the world from KNVB, and of course recently as an FKF and CAF instructor.
Take us through the teams you've now coached in Kenya. And some of
Premier League clubs?
Premier League clubs. I know you got a lot of experience as myself, which is fantastic because it's all about grooming a future generation.
Yeah.
But coaching of Premier League clubs.
It's been a very good experience. Different cultures, different clubs, different policies. And of course, Mathare United is the one which gave me the platform, which after Kimanzi left in 2009, early 2009, I took over. For 2 years, 2009, 2010. Then I got a chance at Sofapaka. Then for Sofapaka, I had a short stint, about 11 months. Left Sofapaka, went to Ulinzi for almost 2 seasons. And it depends with clubs because some clubs want, like Mathare United, was pure talent, getting talent from each and every corner. So you are dealing with the pure talent. In Sofapaka, it was a good experience for me because it was talent plus foreigners. So how do you handle foreign players and everything? Then when you come to Ulinzi, it was pure you coach, but you try to put in your mind a military way. And of course, local players, no foreigners. But the best thing with Ulinzi, they gave me time frame to change their structure. And of course, the average age was around 30 when I went to Lindsay. But when I left there, it was 21, 22. So I kept good structure there. This Ulinzi Warrior, I'm the one who formed in Ulinzi Warrior. So from there now, I stayed out from football for about 2 seasons. I went to Supersport, being among the pundit in Kenya and in South Africa. And of course, after that, then we went back with Kimanzi at Mathare United again to try and help our club or the community in itself. Then from Mathare United, stayed out for 1 year, which I left Mathare United last year, May. Stayed out a couple of months. I went to the national team under 23 as an assistant. Then recently, about 2-3 months ago, I was being appointed as Posta Rangers head coach.
That's Salim Ali in a nutshell. Now I want to go back to some of the nitty gritty. When you were, what were some of the challenges you faced as a coach, as a Kenyan Premier League coach? Generally speaking, in Mathare, in Sofapaka, in Ulinzi, I'm sure there's a challenge that runs across regardless of which team you're in.
Trust. Mm-hmm. That is the main thing in football. Trust in what angle is our presidents, our chairmen, they don't trust Kenyan coaches, which sometimes I feel it's not right, it's not good. Because we've seen in medias and everything, these coaches are coming in Kenya. When you look at their papers and everything, most of them, they're fake. Because there are some which, even in Supersport, we knew that they were fake coaches.
These are the foreign coaches you're talking about.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. When you look at the experience that we have, because sometimes you need the culture of the country and the club itself. Mm-hmm. So we tend to feel that our leaders, our presidents and chairmen, they don't trust us. One is trust. The other thing is for us to benefit is the incentive. Even if they give you a chance to coach a club or do something, the incentive that the chairman will just pick it out from his mouth, and the incentive that will give it to a foreign coach, it's totally like a day and night. That's
a bit frustrating because, as you say, I mean, you've given us your educational background in coaching. You're as good, if not better, than 80% of these foreign coaches coming. But the fact that you're Kenyan, they'll put your paycheck here and put somebody's paycheck here. Yet the goals, the expectations are the same.
Expectations are the same, but the funny thing is a Kenyan coach loses 2 matches in a row, 3 matches in a row. There's a big pressure. Mm-hmm. When a foreigner comes, loses 3, 4, 5 matches, the story now changes. Mm-hmm. He's building up, he's familiarizing with the situation. He doesn't understand the players, give him 1 year, 2 years. So it's like they have double standards.
I see like we are our own worst enemy.
Of course.
When it comes to that.
Yes.
And I mean, it's more affordable, not that they should pay you less, but you know the terrain, you know your way around. When a foreigner comes, they want to live in Kilimani, they want to drive a car, they want to be Ubered, you know, and yet they find the money to do this, but they will not find the money for you.
It's true.
That's so frustrating. And the same thing translates into the national team, because we have seen, I saw a list the other day, I think we've had like almost 40 coaches of the national team since independence.
When you look at the coaches and you look at the performance of the national team, I can say local coaches, they perform better than the foreign coaches. Mm-hmm. Ghost Mulei, of course, and Francis Kimanzi. If you take that as a summary, then it's an answer itself. The most important thing is to give us the platform, to give us the time frame, and of course...
And the support and resources.
Of course, everything. Then to see if these Kenyan coaches can work or they can't work.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. What do you think, what would be an ideal situation? Because for me, by the way, I wanted you to become national team coach. I have 3 favorites, you, Kimanzi, and Ghost. I don't know why we ever go looking for, lack of a better word, Muzungus, who, as you say, don't know the terrain and have not even proven themselves. The other day we had, what's this guy, who had coached some funny team and had lost 11 out of 12 internationals. Yet you're bringing him here to be a national team coach. Were you ever offered that position with the support? Not an age group, not filling in, not a stand-in coach?
No, I've not got that opportunity, but I've been in an assistant coach. In 2010, 2011, I've been an assistant coach of Ghost Mulei. Ghost Mulei left, I was an assistant of Twahir Muhyiddin, then Zedekiah Otieno. Mm-hmm. And it's been a very good experience being in the national team. Yes, at that time I can say that I was still an amateur or learning in coaching and everything. But when time comes getting experience and all those kind of stuff, then maybe you feel that, yes, if you cannot manage, but you can be somewhere there. The worst part is it's a learning process that we don't get. A foreign coach will come, a Muzungu will come, sign a deal for 2 years, give him the amount that he wants, 500 to 1 million, 3-4 months, 5 months, poor result, you sack him. We've been taken to court. You're supposed to pay him again.
Pay 100 million
100
shillings.
million again. So it's like a circuit.
A cycle
It's been here in Kenya, and we are not learning about that. In Kenya, a coach will come humbly, train the national team, maybe get that 500,000. When he's sacked, it's over. There is no payment for the rest of the contract or all that kind of stuff. But at the end of the day, it's when you look at these two stages, we fail with the result, and of course, even we are in financial crisis to pay that foreign coach.
If you were offered the position of Harambee Stars head coach, would you take it?
Of course, an experience. I'll love to take it. I'll love to work on it because at the end of the day, as a coach, you have to challenge yourself. I cannot say that this level is bigger than me. I have to challenge myself because whenever I'm there, I get a lot of learning opportunity and experience, and that's how coaches wants to grow.
What would be your conditions? Because it's a two-way. A contract is two-way.
Welfare of players, because at the end of the day, we don't put welfare of the coaches first. If the players are happy, they know that they are good incentive. They want to work. They want to give 100% for the national team. Then I feel that is the most important thing. Players first is a priority to me. Then next is the technical bench. Of course, these other things, we always have them, the training pitch, the friendlies and all those kind of stuff. All those things are around, but the welfare is the most important thing.
Where do you think we're getting it wrong with Harambee Stars? Because when I look at some of the countries that have, like in the last AFCON, we saw Cape Verde, we saw Comoros, we saw countries that, Ethiopia, a couple of years ago, we couldn't even feature Uganda in the same sentence as such countries. But we seem to have stunted.
I think it's been there for so many years. It's consistency. Consistency is the most important thing because Salim is today a national team coach. After 1 year, 6 months, he's out. Another coach comes, bring another squad, another things. 3-4 months, coach goes. So we don't have consistency. If you want to work very well in the national team, I don't blame the national team, even if it's the league itself, because we have to perform even in the cups in Africa, so that we can perform even in the national team. Look at all over the world. When Bayern Munich was dominating in Germany and in Europe, when you look at Germany in the national team, you could see the face of Bayern Munich. Look at England and look at Man City at the moment and Liverpool. Then it can give you the hint about it. Spain and Barcelona and Real Madrid. So in Kenya, we haven't got teams that they can consistently perform very well in the AFCON. We know it's a norm. A team wins the league, goes to Champions League of Africa. After 2 matches, they're out. It's a norm. It's like we are participating in that, but we haven't make a mark in Africa as clubs first, and of course as country. As club or as country, we lost an opportunity because normally it's 3 clubs, they always go and perform. Champions League, maybe number 1, number 2, then the Cup, Winners' Cup, the team that has won the Cup in the country. So in
Confederations Cup.
Yeah, in Kenya it's only 2 clubs. The team that wins the Cup and of course the number 1. So we are missing 1. And when you have 3 teams, those are more than 60 players performing in a bigger level.
Gives you a pool.
Give us a pool to select in the national team, of course, plus the foreign based players.
Actually, you're making so much sense because if I think back to the time we got to 68 in the rankings, Francis Kimanzi was both the Mathare United coach and the Harambee Stars coach. And at the time, Mathare United had won the league. They had the best players, no doubt. You can't deny. They won the league, I think, with 2-3 games to spare. And the makeup of the national team was heavily
From Mathare.
from Mathare United at the time.
Yeah.
So it actually makes so much sense. And unfortunately, from there, things went downhill after that. Can we pick it up? Do you see a time we can, or what do we need to do?
It's never too late in football. Once you put our structure well, which I believe some few years back, things were turning around in a good way because of the youth national teams. If you keep that structure, then it's easy for us to get teams or the hierarchy from under 23 to the national team, under 20 to the under 23. We get these opportunities like the under 20 or under 23 go for an Olympic matches. We get experience there, then we come back being selected in the national team. So those are the hierarchy which I can say some few years back things were coming up slowly. Then something happened last year.
Something happened last year. I want us to take a break at this point. When we come back, I want to talk about what's happening in the Premier League right now with Mathare United and many other clubs who are struggling to stay afloat. The caretaker committee has come in. Do we have hope in what they're going to achieve? Kenya has been banned. And then, of course, we talk a bit about Posta Rangers. Yeah, Posta Rangers head coach. I want to know if you're going to win the league anytime soon. So that discussion is coming up after the break. Don't go away.
It's Betika's 6th anniversary. Hatupigi sherehe siku moja tu au siku 6 pekee. Tunapiga sherehe for 6 weeks. 6 weeks of sherehe. 6 weeks of Betika. Na tunapeana 6 mili kila wiki.
6 million kila wiki.
Kabisa. Mili kila siku kutoka Monday hadi Sato. Check out our social media pages every day at 6 a.m. to find out how you can win and join the celebrations. Celebration starts on Monday 18th April and goes on till the end of the season. Betika, jukwaa la mabingwa.
Welcome back. This is Radull Live. Remember a couple of weeks ago, I got to interview a mountaineer here, James Kagambi, 62 years old, otherwise known as KG. Now, KG is making his way up Mount Everest. By the way, you need to follow him on social media because he's documenting everything he is doing, the challenges he's going through. He has some new fancy gear and he wants to become the first native Kenyan to summit Mount Everest. And I think he can do it and I wish him well. But follow his journey on social media. Remember, he is being sponsored by Betika, yes, under the Betika Na Community Program that wants to see Kenyans do great things. Now, we're continuing the conversation here with Salim Ali, the head coach of Posta Rangers. We've not even discussed Posta Rangers yet. How is it at Posta Rangers in comparison with some of the other clubs you've coached before?
Good experience, good talent. There's a massive talent at Posta Rangers at the moment. They have, I can say, we have players that they can relax a little bit because of the finance. It's a government entity, and they know very well that they'll be paid. So for them, finance, I think it's most of the one thing that they've made the players join Posta Rangers. The best thing is when you have players, they don't think about salaries and those kind of stuff, monies and everything, then it's good.
They can focus on the game.
Focus on the game, and of course for a coach, it's easy how you can handle them, because you just tell them that as a coach you do your stuff in the technical part, and the outside the management, it's a government. It's not something that you as personally you don't get. It's all the Posta people in Kenya, they don't get it.
That's I guess that's the beauty of having corporate clubs. I know people are always saying, do we need to have corporate clubs? Why can't corporates sponsor the community clubs? But I guess the corporate clubs gives you that comfort knowing that
True.
At least the players are employed or paid and they can focus on the game, which is something community clubs don't get.
I think that's the best thing. Corporate are good, but on the other hand, they take the team like a managerial thing. For them, result is an instant. Why have you won this match? We pay you, we do this, but it's football. Sometimes you keep on trying give them that knowledge. It's football. We always have.
You win, you lose.
Yeah, the three results: win, lose, and draw. So that is I cannot say the challenge, but it's how you try and give them that knowledge.
So there's a cost to us making sure you're comfortable.
Yeah, it's true.
Which I guess you would run you would run the club like a company, but it's a plus and a minus, because at the end of the day, you do want management that has a passion for the sport.
Yeah.
But you have to remember, and I hear this a lot with people at Manchester United, they don't like the Glazers because they think the Glazers are just money people. They don't really care about the game. But there needs to be a balance for you to remain afloat.
Of course.
Because at the end of the day, it's a business. It's a business.
It's a business, and it's a two-way traffic. You cannot perform without good players. You cannot give players money and you don't have good players. So it's supposed to be a balance. Anytime in the board, we should have person who can speak football, and like Arsenal, it's among I know you're happy. It's among top clubs, which are the richest club, because of even Arsene Wenger. He's in the board. We know that he used to be a coach, but in the board again. So sometimes we need those two things to balance. Yeah.
So now that brings me now to the other. I know you're not at Mathare anymore, but we've been seeing what's been happening with Mathare United, the letters that the chairman has written telling us the club is broke. I think they've not honoured the last two fixtures. I saw the first one, Bandari was awarded a walkover. Last weekend was Ulinzi. I don't know, was Ulinzi awarded? I just saw it postponed. So,
we still don't know yet.
So we're not sure, but if they miss, I had a conversation with Bob, and Bob told me we don't have money to honour the remaining fixtures, and we know if you miss 3, you're automatically relegated. But in one of the conversations, he also said it's only that we're the club that has spoken up, but many clubs are going through financial challenges, and we know what's been happening in Kenyan sport over the last 2 years. COVID came, knocked down everything, but I think our problems even began before that because of how football was being managed. What are your views on what Mathare is going through, and what some of the... I saw AFC Leopards called for a Harambe this week, I think, which means nobody has money. Community clubs are crumbling.
I think for community clubs, I feel pity for them, especially in Mathare United. It's really sad. It's our team. It's in our blood. I'm sitting here as a coach, a former player. It's because of Mathare United and Maisa. So the sad thing is if they cannot honor the matches, it's really sad. But I always say there is always a reincarnation. One dies, there is another thing that comes and change everything. But as you say, FC Leopards, they feel that they don't have money. So the most important thing is they've tried to do Harambe and all those kinds of stuff. Gor Mahia, same time, there was a time that they didn't have money, but you could see they had an SMS or something to help the club. So as much as there is finance crisis, there must be a second option. How can we get a certain amount for us to survive? Because to be relegated and not honoring matches, it's not really good. But if you are relegated and playing matches, then maybe that one can give you a different face.
But my my question or my concern is that yes, some clubs can harambe, but that's not how football should be managed and run. We have had, for lack of a better term, a failed federation, because by the time your league doesn't have a title sponsor, there's no environment to invite corporate Kenya into the football space. You've literally, our league is crippled. When you see a club as big as Mathare United, you listed some of the players, those are only a fraction of the players who came through Mathare. It's a crisis that Mathare can't honour fixtures. And it's a crisis that the league doesn't have sponsors. It's not on television. So there's even nothing to offer any corporate coming now saying, I want to sponsor this club. What is he going to get in return? The fans are not in the stadiums. You know, do you feel it's a crisis? And fine, your club is okay, but who are you going to play against if every other club is struggling?
It is a crisis. I don't deny that. But at the end of the day, yes, we can blame the federation, the government, and all those kind of stuff. But when you're at home, you're supposed to make your home become better. And the most important thing is I believe I'm not in that shoe. If you tell me about technical, I can analyze everything, but there are some things that you can see and you have that experience with a lot of clubs. It's the structure of management. Most of the clubs, they fail to put a good structure in management, leave alone the coaches. Because when Salim goes there, he will demand 5 technical units. Maybe the assistant coach, the physio, the doctor, the goalkeeper trainer. So that is a structure for a coach. But when it comes to management, then that's a difficult thing. The office now. You find there is a chairman and CEO. There is no person who can market the club. And where money comes is about marketing. And I can bet this 90%, 95% of clubs, they don't have that. If they could have that.
But I don't know even one club with a marketing department.
Yes. So you see, yes, it's a problem. We don't get money. It's not all about chairman or a CEO to write a letter to a company to give us money. There is supposed to be a unit of marketing. How can you market that club? Then you get money.
How can you make the club attractive to investment?
So I feel that is the place that majority of clubs, they've failed in that structure.
What are your views on the current ban and what the caretaker committees doing or not doing?
I think we are not in that ban yet. We are in suspension.
Okay, suspension.
Hopefully. The most important thing is when the caretaker there, me and you, we know very well that they are not CAF recognized, they are not FIFA recognized. So they are just there. They can't change anything. They cannot do anything. They cannot promote. They cannot relegate. So they're not supposed to be there. That's personally my input.
Legally, in the football world, legally
in football world, the caretaker. If there could be a caretaker which is joined by the federation, which is being approved by the CAF and the FIFA, now we can say that we are heading somewhere. But the caretaker, sorry to say this, it's not doing justice to our club or the league itself, because maybe I've been Posta for 2-3 months, but before then, when they took over, Radull, it was really sad. Going to a stadium, looking at Kenyan Premier League, you don't feel the vibe. You don't feel anything. There is no security. There is no stand for fun. There is nothing. It's like the Mtaani
village tournament over Christmas.
Even if village tournament, they have passion, they will stand.
Actually, they have, yes. The fans come and they stand.
So we've gone back maybe 20 years. The 2 or 3 years when we used to play, and you don't feel anything for the league itself. It's at the moment.
So you've painted such a sad picture.
To be honest, it's true. It's true. Ask anyone who goes to the field. You can't even know. Is anyone here knows Derby is on Sunday? Gor Mahia and FC Leopards.
Yeah.
people, they don't know. We don't have clear fixtures sometimes. So it's really chaotic, I can say. We don't feel that it's Premier League.
There's no
If
vibe.
it's down there, Division 1, maybe we can say they're working on something. Premier League.
Premier League,
Then
top flight.
we want Premier League. We perform very well in
CAF Champions League.
Champions
Nothing.
League. The national team will become better in Africa. The Ethiopians, look at every Sundays or Wednesday and Thursdays. We look at Ethiopian League, the way it's growing.
I see
Look
the
at
Ethiopian
Rwanda.
League here on Supersport. I'm like, I'm envious.
Look at Rwanda, look at Uganda back to back.
Tanzania,
AFCON, look
yes.
at Tanzania. Look at how Tanzania, they pay their players and coaches. So it's really sad to talk about Kenya, because we've always been called sleeping giants, and I think we sleep forever if we cannot wake up.
At this rate, we're dead. At this rate, our football is dead.
In ICU, yeah.
In fact, you can't even use the word giant anymore. Former giant.
Yeah.
But it's a crisis. Do you think we can get out of this? How?
I think they should realize the impact of caretaker. They should realize that football, it's different. It's not like other sports. Football has its own governing council and everything, and our president is the one in FIFA. If they realize that, then they try and work together to get the right thing, because at the end of the day, maybe it's one or two people suffering. They feel that one or two people are suffering, but when you come back to the ground, it's thousands, because there's
Thousands
players,
of
there are
players.
fans, there are companies.
Thousands.
That's why clubs, they don't get sponsors, because if I have a club, if I have a company, I sponsor a club, then what? What will this club give me? What mileage will they? There is no TV. There is maybe if a team wins this season, they will not go for Champions League. So there are a lot of things.
There's so much uncertainty right now. I
Yes.
know the FKF Caretaker Committee, their term is ending in the next couple of days or so. And I don't see what has come out of the last 6 months. And I think personally, and you don't have to agree with me, I'm answerable to no one. Personally, I think the sports ministry is getting it wrong by saying that we can't condone corruption, so we need to get rid of Nick Mwendo and his team. But I think it would have been one thing to get rid of one person, take him to court if it is a criminal act, but let the office continue to run and work with FIFA to fix things, not commit an illegality and say, but it's our country and we don't condone. None of us condone corruption. None of us condone criminality. But I think we don't have to become, it's like we want to use an iron fist. It's like you want to...
Which is very bad. Look at the women national Harambee Starlets.
Harambee Starlets.
It's really sad, because recently, about I think a year or so, a lot of women, they've gone to play in abroad. So
Yes.
it's like an opportunity. We've just shattered them. And what you've said is true, until we sit down and realize that
There's a procedure. None
there's a
of us condone
procedure.
corruption.
Yes.
But there's a procedure.
And let me tell you, Radull, one thing. Maybe people, they don't know outside there, but in the new convention, all over the world, new convention, CAF, Europe, and FIFA, Kenya, in Africa, Kenya won number 4 in the new convention. New convention is the structure, the syllabus of coaching and everything. Kenya won number 4. Tunisia, Algeria, Morocco, then Kenya. In terms of countries that they've complied with the new convention. Because at the moment I'm sitting as an educational officer of Kenya.
Yeah, what does that mean?
It's like an instructor. Education officer is all the coaches. I train 80-90% of coaches in Kenya.
Under FKF.
Yes, yeah, under FKF, and of course under CAF again, because I was even in Ethiopia coaching, instructing Premier League coaches.
In
Uganda,
Ethiopia.
yeah.
So you're the one making them better than us.
And of course, through KNVB again, it's a merge. KNVB, it's a FIFA one. So we always go instruct all over the world to make coaches become better. So when you look at that angle, even the colleagues, the Europe colleagues and African colleagues, they keep on asking us if the government could have seen that situation. Kenya number 4 in convention, The best thing they could have done is they could have sit down and with the FKF and ask them, which cup do you want to host? Because we are number 4 in Africa. Can we host CHAN? Can we host AFCON? Can we bid for this? Can we bid for that? Then we grow from there. But sad thing is we have that opportunity. Now we make it things turning round again to become.
Everybody wants to show I'm stronger than you. I'm stronger
so
than you.
So it's really sad. It's really sad in football. And this is the only time that you'll get these coaches getting the legit certificates, because they're in class. We started a class in September last year for 4 months, B classes, instructing them. 4 months. B classes in Kenya. It's the first one in Kenya. They haven't done a B license in Kenya. It was the first one.
D and C, yeah.
Yes, B license. I've done 2. It's the first one in Kenya. The other thing is in Africa, we are the first one doing the B license with our own instructors in Africa. So these are good things that people, they don't know outside there. And of course, as a human being, we cannot succeed everything. We cannot perform very well as a national team, as a club. But here we are grooming coaches to become better. Then the circuit turns. Then the coaches try to impulse the knowledge to the young players, so we get the good, better players in future. But in short, we can say
all of that is being killed. All of that is being...
Especially the second course, it's only 2 days for the exam. We get certified. That is the time that we got the suspension, the ban. So you can feel how coaches feel. And these are coaches are sitting, they are paying and sitting in class 4 months. The only time that they have a rest is maybe Sunday or Saturday when they have a match. 4 months they're in class.
2 days.
2 to 3 days.
We got banned.
Yes.
So now they are just in limbo.
Unlike those many years, a person will come, register the name the first day, and go away, come on the last day, taking certificate. This time around, it's really difficult, because even Salim and FKF, they're not the one who's controlling. It's CAF and FIFA, they're controlling the classes and everything. It's only the instructor is there.
So now what's happening? They've just gone home to wait out the suspension?
The suspension, we see the way forward. Hopefully, we want to see, maybe next week we see the way forward. We don't know. We don't know how FIFA will react, because we are still in the red line. We are being suspended. If we get a ban, as soon as maybe a week or month, it will be difficult for us to come up, because in FIFA rules and everything, they are concentrating now in World Cup. So we'll have to wait. We'll have to wait until World Cup ends. Then all those problems, suspensions that are there, then they'll be called up maybe next year. So if we can do it as soon as possible, it will be better for us.
You've depressed me, Salim. Not you, but this conversation, unfortunately, is reflective of what's been happening in Kenyan football for the last, it's been almost a decade since things have been up, down, up, down, up, down. We need some stability. We need to, I wish they just came in and said, okay, let's have elections, or let's put in structures to weed out corruption that you're seeing, deal with the actual problem, not just come and say, everybody go home, we're taking over. So what if we're suspended? We have to do our job, we'll talk to you later. Because that's what the sports ministry has said. They'll do their job, finish it, fix things, and then as if it's a quick fix solution, which it's not.
They thought it was easy, but it's football. Football, it's really difficult.
It's complex. We've been there a long time. It's complex.
So whatever they were thinking, it's not happening at the moment. Whatever they promised us, coaches and of course players and everything, and the league, it's not happening. So the same thing is, you're still at the same.
Have you been called to give your views?
Where?
To the committee?
Yes, I've been called once, but for them, I just tell them the truth that I don't want to risk my diplomas and certificates, because if they cannot understand football, then it's difficult to sit with someone and explaining to them. If they feel that they can control football in Kenya and then they're not recognized by CAF and FIFA, then I think
They wanted you to work with them.
sort of to try and see if they can work with the courses and everything, but it was difficult. I told them we cannot do that. I cannot do that because of my certificate can be revoked by FIFA, not even CAF, by FIFA.
Yes, because you're also participating in something that is
Yeah, an
illegal
instructor.
under FIFA
Yes,
regulations.
Yes, yeah.
What? Me, they kept saying they'll call me. They've never called back. They know I have a mouth. Is there any hope as we wind up? Please give me hope.
Hope is there. Always, we live with hope. And of course, let's see what government will do next week with the caretaker. And of course, they have a sober mind now next week. Because they say they won't renew caretaker contract, then we see the way forward. But I will plead to them, if the federation will come back and solve this thing internally, the government and the federation to work together for better in our country and football. Because next thing that we are facing is, yes, Salim will be selected as a Harambee Stars coach. We are in suspension. Suspension is over. Salim gets a chance. We are playing Cameroon,
The qualifiers,
Namibia, the
yes.
qualifier. Salim doesn't get good results. Salim is being fired. No good coaches and all those kind. So it's something that we are supposed to work as soon as possible for benefit of football in Kenya.
Yeah, because the qualifiers are in June, July.
Yeah.
If the suspension is lifted.
Yeah.
But this is complex. This is complex, but I understand there's hope. I just wish for the best.
Of course.
I wish for the best, Salim, because people like you, you've given your life to football. Your life to Kenyan football, and we've given you nothing back. You know, it's a sad state of affairs, because it's one thing for us to watch Arsenal and enjoy the Premier League and Champions League, but then it dawns on you that why aren't we at that level?
It's true. And most frustrating is the players. That's why you've seen our league is not performing very well, because we always say football is all about mental aspect.
Yeah.
And these players, they know football. They know that if they win the league, they won't go for the Champions League. If they win the league, it's only like a friendly match here in Kenya. So it's all about mental. It's really frustrating the players. So that's why even this season, the league, I've told you, it's hasn't been very good in terms
so
of in terms of performance. You get one player performing top one match, the other match is very low. Then it's really sad.
They're not getting paid.
Yeah.
I remember in my conversation with Bob, I asked him, how much money do you need to finish the league? He said, we need between 600,000 and 800,000 just to honor all the fixtures, away and home. But if I even got that money, I need to pay players, coaches who've not been paid for months. Now, how do you even get those players, even if you got the money to finish the league, how do you get those players to perform when they've not paid school fees, they've not sent sugar to mama in village, you know?
Yeah.
You can't get such a player to perform.
It's true.
So it's a sad state of affairs, but I think there's hope.
Let's see.
There's hope.
Let's see next week.
There's hope.
Let's cross our fingers and see.
What are your dreams for Posta Rangers as we wrap?
Uh,
Are we seeing them winning the league in the next year?
Hopefully in the next year or so, 2 years maybe. That's my plan. At the moment, I came in in the second leg, which we haven't performed very bad. Last year they finished in I think number 7, 8 with 38 points. Currently, we are with 42 points, 7 matches to go. And of course, we can get good result and finish in a good level, maybe top 5, top 4 if we get good results. So first we take match by match, game by game. Over the weekend we're playing Bandari. If we can manage to get the maximum points at home, then it's better for us, because it will bring us closer with the top lags, which is Kakamega Homeboys and Tusker. Yeah.
All the best.
Thank you very much.
All the best, Salim.
Thank you.
We will have another conversation in a couple of months.
No problem.
Time to see how things have progressed.
Yeah.
And maybe that time we'll be saying, Harambee Stars head coach, Salim.
Inshallah, we always pray.
Inshallah.
Yeah.
Why not? But thank you. Thanks for coming on Radull Live.
Okay.
I wish you the best, and we'll keep having this football conversation, because things have got to change. Things have got to get better.
In fact, it's true. We should do that. And of course, it starts with me and you.
It does.
Yeah. If people realize
we all have a responsibility.
Yes, of course. And what we are saying, it's something realistically. Then it's good that we work, because I don't know how many people will touch them outside there to feel that they're supposed to tell others. So I think football, we should work as a team together to make the football happening here in Kenya, like Rwanda better. And Ethiopia and all those East African clubs.
Fans,
even Southern
stop
Sudan.
Complaining on Twitter. Go and watch games. Even South Sudan, they're better than us. Well,
they're coming up.
They're coming up.
Yeah. They're coming up, making stadiums, while doing coaches. Even in next some few weeks, I'm supposed to go and do some coaching things there. So it's something that when we accept our own and we see the way forward, then I think
we have to. Everyone can't be growing around us, and we're not growing. Oh gosh, yeah. Well, thanks for doing what you do in coaching and in keeping football alive. Fans, as usual, I keep telling fans, go to the stadium, buy proper merchandise, just support the game where you can. Media as well need to stop focusing so much on the negative and see how we can help to grow the sport. But thanks, Salim, for coming today.
No,
and thank you guys for watching Radull Live. We'll see you again next week. Isara.